Hey kings and queens, I hope you're doing well and thank you so much for stopping by at this channel. So I'm Rachel Abbey from Intentional Adulting and I upload videos all about saving, investing, buying your first home, minimalism, living life with intention and purpose. So if you're interested in any of those topics, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Now, I have just uploaded a video about mortgages in principles and what they are and how you can get one and how you can prepare for your application process. So if you haven't watched that video and you're a first time buyer, stop this video now and go and watch that one, because I go into a lot of detail about how you can fully prepare yourself for the mortgage in principle process. But in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience of getting a mortgage in principle myself. In particular, my experience of using a free online mortgage broker to get my mortgage in principle. So in case you're not aware, my partner and I, we are first time buyers and we are in the process of buying our first home. Now, when we were right at the beginning of the process, we applied for a mortgage in principle. We applied for one online. So we used a free mortgage broker called Habito. And I'm still not clear how to actually pronounce their name, but I'm going to call them Habito because that sounds more right than I don't know, let's just call them Habito. Okay, so we used Habito to apply for our mortgage in principle. The reason why we decided to go for an online mortgage broker is because I think as millennials we just prefer things that are online. Like, we're used to using technology and it's sometimes more comfortable and less intimidating than speaking to someone in person, if you know what I mean. So I know personally this whole mortgage process, it really scared me at first. And when I was speaking to a friend a couple of years ago, she was buying her first home and I was asking her, like, how have you done this? And she was just like, oh, I just walked into a bank and I sat down with them and we discussed my income and expenses and how much I can afford, and I spoke to one of their brokers. And I was just like, oh my god, that sounds so scary. And I was just really scared about the prospect of speaking to a mortgage broker or going into a bank and discussing buying a house and mortgages. So when I found, or when I heard that there was such a thing as online mortgage brokers, it was like music to my ears, because I immediately knew that it would make the whole process a whole lot easier. And actually I did do a few, like I did search on YouTube for people's experiences of using online mortgage brokers and like how they found it, and every single video I came across, people were saying, yeah, it was a really great process, they don't regret it at all, the company was so helpful. So yeah, I was just kind of 100% sure that I would use an online mortgage broker. So again, we decided to use Habito as our online mortgage broker because it's online and their services are free. So when it comes to mortgage brokers, they're either free or they're not free. So if they're free, it means that they get paid from the lender, like the high street bank, Barclays, Santander, etc., if you decide to use their product. So because the mortgage broker has in effect recommended Barclays or Santander's products to you, and then you've decided to go with their products, Barclays or Santander, etc., they pay the mortgage broker sort of like a commission for recommending a customer to them. So that's how the free mortgage brokers get paid. But there are mortgage brokers who are not free and you have to pay a fee to use their services. I can't really say how much the fee may cost, because it definitely differs from broker to broker. But if you're using a mortgage broker where you have to pay them a fee, like you pay them the fee to get access to their services. So which one you decide to use, whether you use a free one or a one where you've got to pay them, it's completely up to you. I don't think the standard of service that you get differs. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think it's probably for you to do your own research about what kind of mortgage broker will be best for you and your circumstances and what you require. But we personally decided to use a free online mortgage broker because we were just really enticed by the fact that we wouldn't have to pay to get a mortgage in principle and to get mortgage advice, essentially, and it was free. So it meant that we didn't have to find you know, a mutual time in our diaries where we can both go to a high street bank and speak to them about our circumstances and book an appointment and all of that stuff. That just complicates things and makes it really difficult. So that's why we decided to use an online mortgage broker. When it comes to free online mortgage brokers, I think there are two main providers in the UK that people tend to use. So one is called Trussle, and the second one is Habito, or Habito, however you pronounce their names. Both have really, really good, or at least at the time of filming, both have really good reviews on Trustpilot. So if you were just to search them, you will find that people seem to be really, really satisfied with the quality of service they receive from Habito and Trussle. We just decided to use Habito because they seem to be the provider at the time that more people online had made, like more people on YouTube at least had made reviews about. So it's not because, yeah, that's the simple reason why we decided to use Habito. I've been on Trussle's website and I've seen that their website is as easy to use as Habito's website. So I don't really, I think no matter which one you decide to use, I think the process will be very easy for you to go through. It's just a matter of choice, like personal choice, which one you decide to use. But yeah, we decided to use Habito for our mortgage in principle. So the process of getting our mortgage in principle via Habito was very, very smooth, very, very quick. It literally took, I think it took about 10 minutes max from the time that I went on their website and I opened up their chat box and informed them that I wanted to get a mortgage in principle. You will speak to one of their like customer service reps. I don't know what they're actually called in terms of titles, but the chat box will come up on the screen and you would speak to the person and, you know, you would give them a bit of information, such as, you know, I mentioned in the previous video the information that you usually are required to provide. So once you've given them that information, they literally just produce your mortgage in principle document within a few minutes. So it's really, really quick. It's almost like an immediate service, and it's great because you can then, you know, just start calling up estate agents and saying, yeah, I've got a mortgage in principle and I want to view this house. So the process itself was really, really quick, really simple. I was actually so surprised about how simple it was and how quick it was to get a mortgage in principle. And I was literally able just to click the link that they sent me and then download the PDF and save it onto my laptop that same evening. So, you know, I probably recommend, if you've already found a property online that you really, really like the look of and you want to call up the estate agent and arrange a viewing, I suggest going on Habito or going on Trussle and just getting a mortgage in principle document really, really quickly, so that you can call up the estate agent and say, yes, I do have a mortgage in principle and I want to go and view this property. So if you're all about speed and turnaround time, I definitely suggest using one of these online mortgage brokers. The quality of service that I got as well was really good with Habito. you know, they're really, really responsive. Like if you've got a question, it takes them only a few minutes to respond to you via their online chat function. Yeah, their service reps are just really quick, and if they can't attend to you at that particular time, they do say like, I will email you when I have an answer to your question, so that you don't have to sit around waiting for them to type your answer, so you can go and do other things, which is really, really great. But yeah, they're really, really responsive. They get back to you within a few minutes, and if they're not able to get back to you within a few minutes, they tell you that they will ping or message you once they're available to speak. So it's almost like you're sitting in front of them. You're sitting in their office and you're able to ask them questions face to face. So yeah, the responsiveness is second to none. And then I have tried to think about cons of using Habito for our mortgage in principle, but I genuinely cannot think of a single con of using their service. In terms of the service for getting our mortgage in principle, it was seamless. Like nothing went wrong. It was so simple, and it was great that they were able to produce the link where I could immediately just download the PDF of the mortgage in principle straight away. So there literally are not any cons that I personally can think of in terms of using Habito to get our mortgage in principle. I personally cannot think of a con of using Habito. So if you are considering using an online mortgage broker to obtain your mortgage in principle, I've had an amazing experience with Habito. In summary, I would recommend you using a free online mortgage broker, yes, because the fact that you can get your mortgage in principle within minutes is groundbreaking. I think it's mind-blowing. So hopefully you find all of the information that I'm sharing on this channel helpful to you, especially if you're a first-time buyer. Definitely subscribe to the channel, check out my first time buyers playlist for more information that I've shared previously about house buying and house hunting. Like this video if you found it helpful, and turn on your notification bell as well, so that you don't miss any of the future videos that I'll be uploading on this channel. But yeah, thank you so much for your presence here. I truly appreciate you, and I will speak to you soon in my next video. So yeah, take care and God bless.